Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. And we do a lot of lifestyle news, and boy, kangaroo wedding and a baboon birthdays today. Uh, a baboon birthday, I'd love to have that happen with my birthday. Have a gang of baboons just come in and a take over. Boy, that'd be something, huh? Since my birthday's tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited about it. Um, I don't usually get excited about my birthday, but I am. I got my granddaughter coming over making my cake. What's my favorite cake? Spice cake with buttercream frosting. So that it's always been, and I get it every year, whether it's a cupcakes or a cake, or sometimes I do that and a pineapple upside down cake. Um, it's also my anniversary. I don't let many people know. It's been rocky, um, but it will be 43 years. So, and I sign all my paperwork for my property on Friday morning. So, uh, so yeah, so this weekend and this week is very special, very exciting, new things, new avenues, and my property. Real excited. You love spice cake? Oh, I love it. But it's got to be buttercream frosting. You just the whole vanilla thing, nah. Sour cream frosting, no, 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 no. It's got to be buttercream frosting. Something my aunt made when I was very young, around the holidays, and I just loved it. So she would ask. Oh boy, when I was second and third grade, she says, "Your birthday's coming up. What kind of cake do you want?" And I told her, and she smiled, and she says, "Well, just so that we don't upset people, we're going to put a few raisins in it." I said, "Oh, raisins are fine." So, all right. So we're going to get on with the show. We got kangaroos, baboons, and Artemis took off about I think 1, 2 o'clock this morning, and that's very interesting. All right, let's get on with the weather. Susan and Karen, you guys got snow coming? They say Pennsylvania is going to get it half of 50%. It's going to be snowed on. So let me show you the map. Oh, looky there. And we have Miss Davis today, and she keeps. I don't check my colors until I see her, and it's like, yeah, but I think I kind of matched her today. And sinuses, oh boy. The nurse at my doctor's office, me and her are getting to be buddies, and she says she thinks when they did my roof and it knocked off all the pollen, it gave me like a severe hay fever, because all the pollen that was blown off and into the air. And then I had my door open with a fan going. And so I gave myself allergies really bad. So I sound stuffed up today. The wind is blowing. So now I got a double whammy. All right. So let's get on with the weather. And we got some snow. Ooh, the single digits up around Montana and the Dakotas.
Well, here's a look at your national forecast. Happy Wednesday. We made it through half of the week and we're doing all right. To the northeast is where we have a departing low. So this is going to make for a few showers through the first part of the day, and we'll continue to see lake effect snow through the eastern Great Lakes today. That cold air has moved all across the country. So not just along the northeast and the mid Atlantic, but out through the south as well. And to the west, Santa Ana winds, that will be the big story today. So we're going to see those winds blow, and that will cause red flag warnings through Southern California. On Thursday, the winds subside in Southern California. There's a look at temperatures in the 60s and 70s through the desert southwest. Middle part of the country, high pressure is taken over, and that is going to make for dry, cool conditions through the south and parts of the plains. But up to the north, that's where we'll continue to see bands of lake effect snow. And that
Oh, there we go. So, I hope everybody is going to enjoy that little bit of snow right before Thanksgiving. Now, has everybody got their turkeys yet? I haven't gotten mine. I think I'm going to do two. I got to do one the day before and one the day after. I need one for leftovers and one for the crowd. Um, I don't have that big of a family, but everybody comes over and has turkey here. And then Christmas, oh, we get a big crowd for Christmas. We do taco Christmas. We do all Mexican food on Christmas because by the time I get all these leftovers, because I do it usually extra, they hate turkey and ham. They're like, oh, no, 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 find something else for Christmas. Uh, so we do Mexican Christmas and we love it. I love having tacos and burritos and enchiladas and tamales and uh, oh boy, it's all there. It's all there. So I even do like a cucumber Mexican salad type thing. Cucumbers and it's got a lettuce and all kinds of stuff in it. Uh, Something I created because I needed a salad really quick, so I just threw everything together and threw a little bit of taco mix in it and flipped it all up and served it, and everybody's like, "Ooh, I like this." So I make it every year. All right, so we're going to move on. And earthquakes. Um, the latest earthquakes, there was, get this, a 5.3 in Mentone, Texas, just within the last hour or two. I know they felt that one. And Mentone gets a lot. I'm going to have to get a hold of my nephew and see if they felt it. Um, I'm kind of concerned now. Uh, let's, well, you guys are saying, where is it? Let me, you can see it in the blue, on the blue spot right there. And boy, we got quite a bit. There is one over in Indonesia, Sumatra. They got a 5.1. Now the rest are pretty low, and the mid Atlantic range is now calmed down. It looks like South America has calmed down. Uh, One down on the Bird's Head, the South Sandwich Islands, that was a 4.7. Um, Fiji, Tonga, Tonga had that big one. They had three big ones. They only got a 4.5. And then up around Volcano Islands, Japan region, they got a 4.2. Now, if that's Volcano Islands, that's definitely bubbling. And it was, let's see how deep it was. Um, it was pretty deep. That was 314. It looks, or 300 feet deep. Um, so that's pretty deep. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. So one's when, now get this, when a volcano decides to blow. Let me put me back up. Um, if you're new, so here's a little bit of volcanic info. Um, so when you uh, get the volcanoes, let's say Mauna Loa, they get the deep ones, and it's get the deep lava that's in there, and it gets it bubbling and churning. It starts working up the veins, and then as it gets closer and closer to the surface, then you'll get earthquakes. And if they're shallow, it tells you that that lava is closer to the surface. Now, that's what the volcanologist told me. That wasn't Dutch Sense. Now, Dutch Sense, he had some info today um, that was, I'm going to go ahead and put it on mine and William's show because I think it's HARP. And I think we're having some HARP wars that's going on between us and China and Russia. And all three of us have got really huge HARP facilities. So I want you to come on back later to hear me and William talk about this. That sometimes war isn't. It's sometimes it's on the ground, in the air, cyber, or it could be a HARP war. And they've recently come out. It used to be, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Now they're coming out and saying that it does happen. So, all right. I'm going to finish. Let me finish off with this because I want to get up into Alaska. That they had a 3.0 in Chinook, Alaska, and then we had one up in Denali Park, Alaska. Now that don't usually get it, but there's a good size volcano up there. Now all of our volcanoes are pretty much starting to rumble. They're not smoking and ashing. There's only a few. But it seems like, even around Shasta, they're getting little rumbles there. Now, this one here, Rivali, Montana, they got a 3.7. And then just below it, Taylor, Wyoming, 2.5. And then we had that big one, and they're all pretty equally spaced. Now, over on the islands, they had little ones. It was a 3.8 with the Virgin Islands and Guayanilla, Puerto Rico. Um, they did have one over in China, um, Dadaku, China. And then we had one just off of Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is starting to get a lot of them too now. Over there, Indonesia, Taiwan, it used to be Japan. Now it's kind of slowed down. And then Dongning, China got a 4.4. Huh. How weird for these earthquakes to be happening. Really not really in an earthquake fault line zone. So, all right, I'm going to move on. Or otherwise, I'll talk earthquakes and volcanoes with you for an hour. I'll have to do that one day. All right, so Australia. Now, a teenager, um, they said the people on the beach said they couldn't believe it. They just seen him go up in the air. This guy that was, they thought he was swimming, but he was actually on a surf ski, and he's seen, they say he's a lucky lad, he's seen he was surrounded pretty much by sharks. They came up and surrounded him, so he was worried, so he got on the ground of the ski, and next thing he went up in the air, and they did retrieve his ski. This guy is Nathaniel Drummond. He's 19 years old, and this was Adelaide Seacliff Beach, and he believes it was a great white shark that took a bite out of his board, and he said it came right up and hit him, and he said his ski just kind of lifted out of the water, and next thing he knew, he was in the air, and luckily it threw him toward the beach, and so he was able to swim to shore and no worry about the shark. And then they went and got his board, but it had a big old hole in it. So here, let me show you this. See, there's the hole. And get this, it bit it almost all the way through. There is a cracks on the other side. So it did almost chomp his board in half. But this is now the surfers and these ski board guys, they risk that all the time at this time of year. Now they have them up around the Pacific coast, and they got them on the Atlantic and around Florida. So 'tis the season for sharks, but these guys just keep going out in it. Now, I got another shark story later, but I know you guys are just dying for this kangaroo wedding. Well, this couple, they were about to be married, and the bride and groom, um, they said that the ceremony was ready. They were all lined up. The guests were all there, and all of a sudden, three kangaroos came up, and they decided they were going to duke it out like a pre-wedding show. They said, and so they had to delay the wedding. Two were fighting and duking it out, and one just kind of watched like little referee, and this is in South Wales that this happened. And of course they didn't want to stop them because these wild kangaroos are mean. You just can't don't stop them. You kind of just let them go. So they delayed the wedding and decided, they would just watch the kangaroos, and when they were done entertaining their guests, then they would just go ahead and get married. And so that's what they did. So, oh boy. Um, and it was, they said it was, why isn't this working for me? All right. Oh, I gotta take this out. Boy, this isn't working for me, but okay, so hopefully you guys got to see that. I tried to get up close. It didn't want to get up close for me. So it was delayed, and of course they got it on film. So they had an extra little show. I guess that's the perks when you get married in Australia. I told you about the volcano that erupts all the time over in Vanuatu, and then now we got kangaroo weddings. So, boy, I wish I could have done some of this. Um, tasty shark meat. Uh, all right, so um, they are saying now that there is illegal um, wildlife trafficking out of Mexico. And so here we got fentanyl and we got a bunch of people. But what they're doing is they're getting a hold of the zoo and they're stealing animals and then they're selling them, these exotic animals. And so a lot of the Mexican authorities are just kind of they're just ignoring it at this point. So of course there's going to be more. Now we're not talking uh, horrific ones. I mean, what they're doing is they're taking like now the jaguars they said are easily removable. Howler monkeys, toucans, or toucans, parakeets, iguanas, African lions, the tigers are being routinely purchased and sold. Um, and they said this could be um, it could be the cartel, but they're thinking what it is there's a market for it online. They're starting to find out that this illegal activity and that what's being bought and sold is through Facebook with fake accounts. So by the time they get a hold of to find out where these animals are, the accounts aren't real, and it leads them to nowhere. So they're going through. Not only there in Mexico, but quite a few different countries. And they said when they get into the United States, and this is why I think it's the cartel or migrants. When they get into the United States, they're going to hit every zoo that they can because they're making hundreds and thousands of dollars off these exotic animals. So now at San Diego Zoo, when I called over there this morning, they said yeah, they had heard about this. And they have had quite a few penguins disappear out of their enclosures, and they don't know what happened to them. And so they're going to go ahead and they're going to tighten the reins and start putting padlocks on these animals so they can't be sold. So, to me, I'm thinking it's got to be either the cartel or the migrants that are coming up that have done this, that's got a criminal past. Um, oh boy, here, this one here is great. Um, so we have, and hopefully I can get this. Let me preset it. All right, it did it. All right, so um, now we have this girl that's having a great big party, and they got alcohol, they got drinks and mixed drinks and food, and lo and behold, her and her guests are sitting there, and baboons crash her birthday party. So we had fighting kangaroos. Now we got crashing baboons, and she said she kind of just let them go ahead, and she said they were very interested in the alcohol, and after they had their fill, that she said. They instead of being very active and jumping around, they started slowing down and finally just crashed with bottles in their hands in her on her lawn furniture, on her yard, or in her front yard. So she said it was kind of like having a bunch of crazy men. She's crazy men crash your party, drink your booze, and then pass out. So here we go, folks. Uh, the party crashing baboons.
So we have a microphone. Ay, 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 ay. Siya mo tinanong sa yelo. Drinking alcohol, yes. So we have a microphone.
Okay, so you got the idea. Baboon. I want some baboons for my birthday tomorrow. I want to see what they drink. Uh, they said there was sherry there. There was wine, mixed drinks. They were drinking out of cups. Uh, that is, oh boy. So they didn't know how to stop them, and they just came inside. And get this, they were eating avocados and throwing avocados. Um, they didn't care much for the chips, but what they did was they would bust the bags. They thought it was a great idea for to pop the bags. So they popped all the bags of chips and played with them on the floor. Um, they ate her cake. Oh, well, first they poured alcohol on it. It was sherry, and then they ate her cake. Then they threw her cake at the people that were yelling at them to get out. Um, uh, oh my goodness! And they said uh, they were drinking basically the entire glass of alcohol, no matter what it was, mixed drinks, martinis, and grabbing the bottles and drinking straight from the bottles. Yes, I did. I sure did. Susan. So I will. I'll be able. I'll give you a call tomorrow around noon. So get that. So drunk monkeys on a rampage. But they said the more they drank, the more they slowed down. So crazy baboons. Yes. So um, now we had Artemis. It's a moon rocket, and 50 years after Apollo program. Not only did they prepare this like Apollo, but I think quite a few of the other ones that they have kind of put together. And what they're trying to do is a very successful lunar landing for people that's way safer. So what they did, now Weather Channel said, oh, they put mannequins in the seat. No, they put crash dummies because crash dummies you can hook up to electronics and be able to keep track of them. So they said that went off. At first they were going to do it, but remember the hurricane hit. So now they have launched it, and they expect 4 to 6 weeks, and it'll splash down in the Pacific Ocean. Now this mission costed us about $4.1 billion, and what it does is it goes around the Earth and it gets shots of the moon. Then it goes very close to the moon as possible, and it goes around the moon, and then it kind of pushes its way back over to Earth like a beeline, and then it goes ahead and splashes into the ocean. So if you guys seen some spots, they said pretty much Florida could see it, but they're not sure how many people thought there was UFOs along the East Coast early 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So, all right. All right. So the doomsday fish. So, um, and I had to laugh when I seen it, and I thought, okay, let's find out what this doomsday fish. It's a 15-foot oar fish. Now, it's rumored to be a sign of impending earthquakes. Now, this is in Chile. So the people in Chile that found it, we're all gonna die. And I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go, Bernie Sanders. We're all going to die. We're all going to die. All right. So this thing is capable of growing up to 56 foot long. And it washed up on the coast of Isla Talcan in Chile's islands. Um, and the sighting, I tell you what, it's kind of an ugly little fish. Um, but the people caught it, and once they realized what it was, it scared them. And this has been rumored for thousands. This is based on Japanese mythology, which states the slender plankton eater will purposely rise to the surface and beach themselves whenever they believe that earthquakes are on the horizon. Um, so of course, now get this: it washed upon the shores of Fukushima the day before it went, before the earthquake. So now we're all going to die. We're just all going to die. Um, so they're worried about this fish. Um, and so they say now this seismic activity, they say it goes back many, many years, and scientifically, It's been pretty accurate. So now they said it could be up to a month when they expect that Chile will get a severe earthquake. Now they said the one that was off the shores, that could be something, but see now they're fearing in Chile that the Chile will break off into the ocean. All right, so boy, um, yeah, we're all gonna we're all gonna die. Oh, fish! I didn't know that. Why a Japanese mythology in Chile? See, that doesn't make any sense. But maybe it's a fish that's over in Japan that has made quite a thing, and it is so accurate, according to the scientists, that maybe they seen it on Chile and said, "Whoa!" So, okay, a pangolin. Um, Not only pangolin this week, but it's usually used in Chinese medicine. Let me get a drink. And so now, native pangolin protection status. So they'll no longer be able to use this little fella for medicine. And I mean, he's pretty cute. Let me show you what he looks like here. There he is. So that's the picture on top of the article. And the other thing that was passed same time with this uh, pangolin is a certain areas that they're no longer allowed to capture dogs or get cats and use them for meat to go in meat markets or the meat market restaurants. So they were selling this little pangolin in the markets for a medicine, and so they would get a hold of this little guy and they'd kill him, and so they're not allowed to do that anymore. Um, the Chinese pangolin is the highest form. This is the highest form of protection under national legislation. So now, when I looked up for the dogs and the cats, it just said for the local few cities over there that have banned this due to PETA. So they are a convention of trade, not only over there in China, but they sell it all over the world. Um, so I'm trying to find. I did find it earlier. I should have wrote down the medicines. Um, so the official governments. They said the drugs covering traditional and Chinese Western medicines, pangolas have some very mixed um, um, problems because uh, they want to be out. This is high dollar. I mean, you find this a lot over in China where they sell things, and it's for medicine. They'll cut off body parts. Not only that, they just got caught with a whole boat full of shark fins. There are no sharks, just shark fins, and they're going to make medicines out of that too. So is this should this be allowed? Now, according to China, they said they can raise awareness, but the Chinese um, pangolin is saving people, and so is these other animals that they use. And China does this a lot, folks. Just don't order the stuff, because if you order the medicines like that, these holistic medicines, they'll go out and keep killing them. We'll see, now they're not allowed with this little guy. Um, and I wish they would do that with um, whales and dolphins and quite a few other sea species. I mean, like I said, when they found some of these pangolins, they found crates of shark fins. And not only that, and then now they've got the laws that they're not going to be able to serve dogs and cats in meat markets in many cities. Wow. Um, Now let me get this set up. Let's see if I. Uh, all right, let me get this, because this. Why is this doing this to me? Um, um, so these people are, when a tropical Nicole hit and the water came in, and they were still able to, or they were able to start driving around and looking at the damage, and lo and behold. um, these people were at a stop sign, and they're waiting, and there's this kind of river of stuff that's going through, and it's all ocean stuff. And lo and behold, they see these little fins, and the cars start honking a little bit and sticking their heads out the window and pointing. And lo and behold, through the intersection while they're waiting for the light to change, uh, you know here goes two sharks swimming by. So yeah, the shark swam down the street, and a lot of people got a lot of video out of it. So I'm gonna try to get this for you guys. So here we go. Oh, it just not. Come on now. All right, let's see if I can stop it. Uh, did you guys see it? Oh my God, it just won't let me show you guys these sharks. But the sharks are swimming down. Yeah, they're just swimming down the street. They're having a good time, swimming towards the ocean, going back where they want to be. And of course, everybody was having a good time with them. So, yeah, lo and behold, the swimming sharks. And that happens a lot with some of these hurricanes. It'll pick up fish and throw it further inland. That's how we get alligators up into Arkansas from hurricanes that come up. We had Katrina. Boy, it threw gators all the way up into the southern part of Arkansas. And then all of a sudden we had gators. The hurricanes do definitely. You saw it on the Weather Channel. I'm not sure where I got this. This is on Fox News. It's just being mean. Um, so, boy. So here we are. We're down to, let's see, um, it, uh, 50, or it says 50. I'm not going to do all 50. I might, because we're getting close to the end of the show. Things everyone does and they're guilty of doing, but they don't realize it, or they do it in secret. Um, so the first one is calling someone buddy or hey you, because you can't remember their name. Hey, you remember doing that in the store? It's like an old neighbor, and you're like, hey, hi, buddy, you. Hey, used to neighbor, because you don't remember their name. The next one is carefully inspecting an item at the grocery store because someone is standing in front of you and for something you really want. I don't do that. I just say move, or no. Can I get that right there? That's what I say. Excuse me? Can I get that right there? I don't grab something else. Okay, getting flustered and saying the wrong thing when someone says bless you. I don't know about that. I just sneeze and go, yeah, thank you. What about stumbling and turning it, or, when you go to fall and you turn it into the balancing, stumbling dance as you go to the floor. They say everybody does it. What about taking a break from the internet on your computer to check out the internet on your phone? Well, I do that, but not secretly. I get off and then I take my phone and keep an eye on everything for the next few hours. You say beep beep. Okay, bringing a book to the beach and not actually reading it. Who can read in the bright sun? Even when you put your sunglasses on. All right, here's one here. This goes for crossing the street with the button for the walk or don't walk, or the elevator button. You hit it and you just not seem like it's doing anything, so you do it again. They say 98% of people do this and they don't realize it. I think they do. All right, reading directions on the box of food, throwing it in the trash, then retrieving it to read something else on the box because you forgot. Yeah, I think I do that. Lying to the doctor when they ask about your issues, consumption, or How much of your medicine are you taking? Uh, I'm getting weird pop-ups. I don't know why. I don't even know why I'm getting it from where I'm getting it from. All right. Accidentally sending a text to the person you are talking about. Send it to the wrong person. Oops. Yeah. Has anybody done that one? I want to know. Feeling personally victimized by an inanimate object. Uh, Eating a family-sized bag of chips all to yourself. Oh yeah. How about family-sized bag of well, those little donuts, the Hostess ones in the bags? What they put? 5 in there? I do that with potato chips too. Crackers. Oh, crackers is another one. So I got the Ritz with the small little packages because I'll eat the whole box of Ritz. I got to be careful. Get that and some cheese, and yep, I'm working and stuffing. How about ignoring an email for weeks and writing back and saying, somehow this ended up in my spam folder? People you don't like. All right. Mumbling the name part during a rendition of Happy Birthday. Yeah, when you don't know their name real well, it's a happy birthday. The dude over there, happy birthday to you. Yeah. Using the bathroom at a friend's house and looking in their drawers or medicine cabinets. No, you don't do that. Come on, folks. Don't do that. Lowering the music on your car stereo so you could see better on your GPS. I think I've even done that one. It's like the radio's too loud. I got to see this. Yeah, yeah. Searching your phone while holding. Everybody does that. Boy, someone was a dum dum. All right. Seeing an outrageous price on something at the store and pretending you're still considering it. No, I walk away. Heck no. You're like, ouch, sizzle. No. All right. Pretending you're in a movie while listening to music on headphones and walking down the street. No, you're just pretending to be Michael Jackson. You, Try moonwalking. Yeah. Um, uh, Using you, I think we all do this. Using a bear wrapping paper tube as a lightsaber or a sword, and bonking people on the head with it. Yeah, I think we all done that. All right, offer. Let's see. Let me see what this one over here is. Um, uh, Yeah. All right. So I'm going to move over to ways to know you're cheap. Yeah, well, you got your cheap buns out there. Uh-huh. You attend a weekly coupon club. How many of you keeping coupons and then hold us all up in the grocery line? You've been driving on a spare tire for over 3 months. Fast food is your idea of fine dining. You spend more time counting change during a single week than you spend at church. You're outraged when the price of a can of soda goes up. Yeah, you're cheap. You haven't purchased a name brand product in the last 10 years. Well, that ain't being cheap. That's being conservative. Yeah. All right. You take the pennies from the container next to the cash register. Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. All right. Your family gets a present a week after Christmas because you want to hit the 50% discount. Um, you do a matinee every time. That's being conservative. I do the matinees. Ramen flavors correspond to days of the week at your home. All right, so that's it, folks. Um, that is it for the list. And of course, we have World War III report coming up with William, and so we got some. We're going to talk a little bit on Dutch sense, but we got a lot of neat stuff that I talked about to William right before Well, actually, I was getting ready and talking to William at the same time, saying, "Hurry, hurry, ouch, ouch, hurry." So, all right, you guys. We want to do like we seen at the very beginning of the show. And what's that? Uh, we want you to please like, share, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Share the show with friends and family and strangers. Tell everybody about us. And we welcome you and we love our viewers. And of course, we have Susan for tomorrow, not on this show. I'm gonna put her on the news show. She says, "Well, I don't know. I don't know much." But you watch. Mary did fine. I talked to Mary for just a little bit and got her on there. And, I think you're going to do just fine, Susan. But you're going to have fun, you know. All right. So that is it for today. And we appreciate you watching us and do share. And over in Facebook, I think you guys, Facebook lost the show for a few minutes. I got to disconnect on it and reconnect it. So if you lost the show for a little bit, go on back and watch. It is back up again. Um, so something happened. Maybe it was right. I'm not sure. I think it was right about the time with the sharks, or one of them videos I was showing. So they might have hit me up uh, with copyrights, where they're going to go, "Oop, nope, not this time." So, all right. I want to thank you all for watching and your support, and share the show. All right. We will see you in a few minutes. If not, tomorrow we'll be back with more weather and lifestyle news. Have a great day, folks.